this video I'm going to show you how to draw this night forest in Procreate. If you are new to digital art and Procreate, this will be perfect for you. Before you start drawing, please download all my free brushes and the color palette for this illustration. They are linked in the description of this video. And if you enjoyed this video and would like to draw more of me, check out my Patreon where I have more step-by-step tutorials like this and many Procreate brushes. Link is in the description. And with all that being said, let's start. Let's make a new canvas, A4 canvas from Procreate. And first we can add here the background. So let's take the color, take this first one here, and just drag and drop it to the canvas like this. Now we can change the color. Let's take this one. And we'll use here the selection tool. Take this. At the bottom, let's pick rectangle and turn on color fill. Now we are going to select here a little bit more than half of the canvas. So like this. Tap here to finish, and we can blend those colors together. For this, let's go to the adjustments, take Gaussian blur, and swipe your pencil and screen to the blur size, and let's make this 75%. Tap here to finish. Now we can start drawing the plants that will be in the back. Let's make a new layer for this, so tap here, tap on plus, and now we can pick a color. Let's take here this one, the pink one, and let's pick the brush we are going to use here. So go here, and let's go here to inking, and take Studio Pen. Let's use the brush size 29, and we can draw here a very simple wavy shape like this. Let's add another one. And we can color them inside, so just drag and drop the color in here. Hold your pencil on the screen and you can swipe it to the left or right to adjust the color drop threshold. Let's add here one more plant that will be in the back. Let's change the color for this. Now maybe let's add this blue one. And maybe over here we can draw a plant like this. And color this inside. And when you want to draw two plants on one layer, make sure that they will not be touching each other. Now we can make a new layer on top of this one, so tap on the plus to draw the plants that will be in front of those. Let's pick the color. Now I will start with this one. And somewhere over here I will draw a plant like that. I will make the brush size smaller for this. I'll make it 3%. And if you will find that your lines are shaky, you can adjust it. You can go to the Actions menu, Preferences, Pressure and Smoothing, and make the stabilization here a higher number. I'll make it 51.6. And now your lines should be way smoother. Let's color those elements inside. So drag and drop the color in here. And now we can take this Continue Filling option and just tap on the shapes you want to color inside. And if something like this happens, it means that the shape is not closed. And I can actually see now that there's a small space here in between the lines. So to fix it, you can just tap here and adjust the color drop threshold, so swipe your pencil on the screen to the left, or you can just draw the line again and make sure that this shape will be closed. Tap here to finish, and now let's draw here another plant. Let's take different color. I will take the pink one, and I will draw a shape over here, like this, just a simple one. I will color the inside, and I will adjust the color drop threshold to be a larger number again. Now we can make a new layer on top of this to draw the plants that will be in front of this. I will take the blue color now, this one, and draw a shape like this. I will color this inside. I will move it down, so I will take the arrow tool and move it lower here like this. Let's tap here to finish. And for this layer, this will be enough. Now I'll make a new layer. I will change the color. I'll take this one. And I will draw a new plant similar to this one. So first I'll make the brush size 29. And draw a line over here. And now I'll make the brush smaller, 3%, and draw the leaves. Now I'm going to draw them like this. Okay, let's color them inside. And here my shape is definitely not closed, so I will undo this, finish this here, and just make sure, oh, this is kind of ugly here. I'll just make sure this will be closed. Okay, let's make a new layer to draw some more plants in front of this. Let's change the color. I will start with this one. I'll make the brush size bigger for now, 61. And here we can draw a line going this way. And let's add here some other kind of leaves. I'll make them very long and thin, like this. Let's color this inside. Okay, tap here to finish. And we can add here one more plant somewhere over here. On the same layer, let's change the color for this. Let's do it blue. Let's color this inside. Now I'm going to make one more layer. And with the same color, I will draw a simple plant over here, like this. And this will be enough for this layer. And now I'll make one more layer for the plant that will be in the very foreground. I'll make it pink. And maybe I will make it in a wavy shape like this. I will color this inside. And now I feel like I should add something still here in the background. So maybe I will add one more plant under all of those plants, so I'll make a new layer and put it over here. I will do it in blue color. This one. And now I don't really see much what I'm drawing here. So if you want to, you can just hold this here like that. And now only this layer will be visible. So I know I want to draw my plant somewhere over here. So I'll just draw it like that. I'll make this one in this way. I will color this inside. And now to bring all the layers back, you can just hold it again here like this. Now, before we start adding details to all those plants, we can draw the trees that will be in the back. So for this, let's tap here on the layer with the background. Let's make a new layer on top of this. And to draw those trees, we are going to use a selection tool. So let's take it. Now here at the bottom, let's pick freehand and turn off color fill. Let's select a vertical shape like this. From the top to the bottom of the canvas, go outside of it and close the shape, tapping on this point here. Let's add some more. And maybe one more over here. Close the shape. And now with this selected, we can draw only on those areas. Let's take the color. Take this one. And let's change the brush. Let's go here to my siakulaart special brushes. And we can take small noise. Let's make the brush size 18. And we can just add it here first all over it, but don't add too much pressure here. And then add some more pressure just on one side of the selection. Let's do the same over here. So first I will draw here all over. And now with more pressure on one side. Now the same on this one. And more pressure on the left side. Okay, let's tap here to finish this. And we'll do it again on a new layer. So let's make a new layer. Let's take the selection tool again. And now select similar shapes like that. Now I'm going to add one over here. I will fix this one, I don't like it, so I can just draw here again and add this selection. And one here at this edge. Okay, now let's change the color. Let's take this one. Let's take the brush and let's do the same thing. Let's tap here to finish. And now to have here nicer contrast, we are going to make the background darker. So let's open the layers, go to this layer here, and let's go to the adjustments, take hue, saturation, brightness, and let's turn down the brightness. Let's make it 42. Let's tap here to finish. And now to make this nicer, we are going to erase the bottom part of those trees. So let's open the layers. First we are going to merge those two layers together. So you can tap on this one and pick here merge down. And now those two layers with the trees are just one layer. Now we can take the eraser, let's tap on it again and set it to the soft brush from airbrushing. Let's make the size 20 and the opacity here 68. Now very lightly we can erase here the bottom part of those trees. Just do it the way so there is no like straight cut away of those trees. Let's make them fade away nicely. Okay, now we can start adding some details to the plants. To see better what we are drawing, we can start by turning off the plants that are in the foreground. Let's leave only the layer with this plant at the back. Let's tap on it. And to add here some more colors to this, we can tap on this layer here and set it as alpha lock. Now we can draw only within that shape. Let's pick the color for this. We'll take this one. And we are going to add here this color with the brush Small Noise. I'll make the brush size here 31 and I will just add it here like that. Now let's open the layers and turn on the layer that is on top of this. So this one, tap on it, tap again and pick alpha lock. And now that we have this purple color, we can add it to this leaf, to this plant. Okay, and for those ones, let's change the color. Let's take the orange one. Okay, let's move on and take the next layer. So make this visible, tap on it again, and pick alpha lock. With the orange color we can draw over here. And now for this plant, let's change the color. Let's take this one. I will draw it here in the middle, like that. And now let's take a small break, and I would like to ask you to write a comment with the word forest. It would mean a lot to me. I would know that you enjoyed this video and I could see who is watching me. So thank you for doing that. And now let's go back to drawing. Now let's go to the next layer. So open it, tap on it and tap again and pick alpha lock. Let's take the shade for this blue color, this purple one, and let's add it over here. Now next layer, this one, open it, tap on it again and pick alpha lock. Let's take the orange color and in the same way I will add it here in the middle, like this. Okay, next layer, this one, tap on it, tap again and pick alpha lock. Let's change the color. Let's start with the purple one. I'll make your brush size smaller, 16, and I will add it here, like that, in each of those leaves separately, kind of. And now for this one, let's change the color, take this, and I will make the brush size even smaller. 7%. And I will add it here also in the middle of those leaves. Okay, I like it. So now I'll go to the next layer. This one. I'll tap on it and pick Alpha Lock. I'll change the color to the purple one. I'll make the brush size bigger, 25, and add it over here. And now we have one more layer, this one. Let's bring it back, tap on it and pick Alpha Lock. Let's change the color, the orange one, and let's add it over here. Okay, now for some of those plants I would like to add some more details, like veins in them. So let's start with this one here. Let's change the color, take this one, and let's change the brush. Let's go back to the inking and take Studio Pen. Let's make the brush size 29. And we can draw here a line going in the middle, following the shape. Now let's draw some lines coming out of this. Of course, feel free to add here different veins, or maybe don't add them at all. Okay. I will also add the veins to this one over here. So I'll go to this layer here. I will change the color. I will take this one. And I will draw over here lines like that. Okay, and maybe I want to add veins to this leaf. So I'll go to this layer. It's this one. I will change the color. I will take this, and here I will draw a line like that, and lines coming out of it in this way. Okay, and maybe I will still add detail to this one. So I'll find it. It's this layer here. I will change the color to this one. And so I can see better what I'm drawing here, I will turn off all the other layers. So I will hold this here like that. And now I can see only this layer. Okay, let's open all the layers now. And we are ready to add light and shadow to this. We can start with the plant that is in the very back, this one. We'll make a new layer on top of this. So let's do it. And we are going to set it as clipping mask. This means that whatever we'll draw here will be visible only on the shape that is on the layer underneath it. For the shadows, we are going to change blending mode here. So tap here, and let's pick here multiply. Let's pick the color for the shadows. It will be this one. And let's change the brush. Let's go back here to my siakulaart special brushes. And for the plants in the back, I will use medium noise. And then for the plants that are closer to us, we'll use the big noise. But for now, let's take medium noise. Let's make the opacity 100% and the brush size 27. So here I don't see this plant so much, but I know that it's there, so I can just color the bottom part of it like that. Let's make it darker here at the bottom. And if you want to see what you're drawing better, you can just close all the other layers, just leave this one open. Now go back here, bring it back, and now you see, so my drawing here needs some fixing. Let's color the bottom part of it like that. Okay. And now I will bring back the other layers. So I'll just tap here. And now I want to see if I should add some other shadow here, dropped from the plants that are in front of this. But this is so much in the back that we don't have to go here into too many details. I'll just darken it over here to make this one leaf pop more. And I'll make the brush size smaller, 8%, and add it over here. So the shadow from this plant, and maybe like this over here. Now we can add some light to this. For this we can make a new layer. We are also going to set it as clipping mask, and we are going to change here blending mode. For the lights we are going to use add. Let's change the color. We will take this one. And I will add the light here only a little bit on top part of this leaf, like this. Okay, and I don't see it anywhere else, so this is enough. Now let's move on to the next layer. This one over here. Let's make a new layer on top of this. Set it as clipping mask. Now change the blending mode to multiply. Change the color back to the shadow color, so this one. And we'll add the shadow to those plants that are on this layer. I'll make the brush size bigger again now. 24. And I will add it over here. So again, I'm going from the bottom to the top. And on the same layer we have this plant. So maybe I will turn off all the other layers so I can see better. Okay, I will add it over here. Okay, and now let's bring back the other layers. And we can make the brush size smaller. And just add here some shadow dropped from the other plants. So over here like that. Also here. And I think this is good for now. We can always come back here later and edit more if we see that it's not enough. So now we can add some light to this. Let's make a new layer. set it as clipping mask, change it to add, and change the color to this one. We can add here light on top of them, on top of those plants, like that. Also on one side. My light will be coming from this direction. And here on this plant. And if you think this is too strong light, you can turn down the opacity of this layer. So let's open the layers and tap here and turn down the opacity. I will make it here 70%. Okay, let's move on to this layer now. Let's make a new layer on top of this. Set it as clipping mask. Change it to multiply. Take the color for the shadow, this one. And let's add it over here. I'll make the brush size bigger, 23, and I will add it here from the bottom. Same to this one. And now I can make the brush size smaller, 12%, and I will add the shadow dropped from this plant over here, like that. And then on those leaves, I'll make them darker here, the bottom parts. Just like that. I will still darken the bottom part here. And I think this is good now. We can add the light. So let's make a new layer for this. Set it as clipping mask. Change it to add. And take the color for the light. So this one. I will add it over here. And now on those leaves, like that. Okay, let's move on to the next layer. So let's open the layers. And before we do that, I want to tell you that if you need some more layers, you're running out of the layers, you can merge some layers together. So for example here, we can just pinch those 3 layers together like this, and then you saved yourself 2 layers. So this is just something you can do if you need more layers. So now let's go to this layer here, make a new layer on top of this, set it as clipping mask, change it to multiply, take the color for the shadow, this one, and I had here only this leaf on this layer, so I will color it. I'm making the bottom of it dark, and now I'll make the brush size smaller, 7%, and I will add some more precise shadow here from this leaf over here like that. Then also from this orange leaf. And I think this is enough. Now let's add light to this. So let's make a new layer on top of this, set it as clipping mask, change it to add, and change the color to this one. Let's add it over here. I'll make the brush size bigger, 12. Let's move on to the next layer. This one, make a new layer above it, set it as clipping mask, change it to multiply, take the color for the shadow. I'll make the brush size bigger now, 24, and I will add it to this leaf. I'll make it smaller, 6%, and add it more precise where there's more shadow. Okay, and now the light. Let's make a new layer for this, set it as clipping mask, change it to add, and take the color for the light, this one. Let's add it over here. And let's move on to the next layer. So it's this one. Let's make a new layer on top of this, set it as clipping mask, change it to multiply, and for this I want to start using the bigger brush, the big noise brush, so I'll take it, big noise, I'll change the color to this one, and with a brush size 39, I'll just add it all over here like this. And to this plant. I'll make the size smaller, 10%. And I will add it more precisely here at the bottom parts of those leaves. And here on the right side. And now I'll add the shadow dropped from the other plants. So here, a little bit here. And that's it. Now let's make a new layer for the light. Set it as clipping mask. Change it to add. Take the color and let's add it here. So like that. We can also add it very lightly here in the shadow part, on the edge of it, like that. Just make sure this will be very subtle. Okay, and now here. And now we have two more plants, this one and this one. Let's go to the next layer, make a new layer above it, set it as clipping mask, change it to multiply, take the color for the shadow, this, I'll make it bigger, 23, and add it over here. And now a new layer for the light, set it as clipping mask, change it to add, take the color and add it over here. Again, I'm also adding this here on the edge of the shadow to make this pop a little bit here. Okay. And now this one. Let's tap on this layer, make a new layer above it, set it as clipping mask, change it to multiply, take this color and let's add it here at the bottom. And now let's make a new layer for the light, set it as clipping mask, change the blending mode to add, and take the color, this one. Let's add it over here. Also a little bit here on the shadow part. And now we can still make it nicer by changing the saturation and the hue of the shadow part on those front plants only. So we can start with this one here. Let's tap on this layer. We are going to take your selection. With the freehand option and color fill not turned on, we can select here the bottom part of this plant like this, where the shadow is. Close the selection. And now let's tap here on the feather and let's change the amount. Let's make it 31. So now the selection is not like a very sharp selection, it has this nice fading away effect here. With this selected, we can go to the adjustments and take hue, saturation, brightness. We are going to make this darker here, so let's make the brightness maybe 44. We'll make it more saturated, so let's make the saturation maybe 56, and we can change the hue. So we'll go away from the color that's now, so we'll go towards here, and we can add here this nice tint to this. I'll make it 45. And my screen turned darker, I will fix it in a second. First I'm going to finish this here, so I'll just tap on this and this. Okay, it's fixed. So this looks way nicer now. Now let's move on to this layer with this plant. It's this one. Let's take the selection, select this part, close the selection, add the feather, 23, take the adjustments, hue, saturation, brightness, and again let's make the brightness maybe 44, saturation 55, and now let's move the hue towards this side. I'll make it 38. Let's tap here to finish. Now let's go to the next layer. It's this one. And here actually before I do that, I think my light layer is a little bit too bright. So I'm going to turn down the opacity of this. I'll make it 85. So now I'm on this layer here. I'll take the selection. I will select here a little bit of this plant and this one, like that. I'll add the feather amount, 26, and I will go for the hue, saturation, brightness, make it darker, 42, saturation 59, and hue 54. Let's tap here to finish. Now I will go back to the layer with the light for this, because I still want to fix this, and I will just make this brighter here, just a little bit on those edges here. And here I will erase it a little bit, so I'll take the eraser, I'll make it smaller, 7%, and just erase this a little bit here. Okay, I think this looks better now. I would like to still add some darkness behind those plants. So for this, we can select this layer here, tap on it and pick select. At the bottom, make sure the color fill is not turned on, and we are going to select everything outside of this. So let's tap here on invert. Now we can make here a new layer. We'll move it behind those plants over here. We are going to turn off the clipping mask. We can change here blending mode to multiply and take our color for the shadow, this one, and just darken here this area, like that. Let's tap here to finish. And now in the end we can still add here some more magic to this illustration. We'll add here some small shiny particles. So for this we can make a new layer, and we are going to put this layer all the way in the back above the trees over here. We are going to set this layer to add, and we'll change the color. Let's take this one, and now let's pick the brush. We'll use here my stars brush, so let's go to Siakulaart freebies and take stars, and with the brush size 4%, we can add few small dots like this all over here. Now we can make the brush size bigger and add few bigger ones. Maybe let's try size 8. You can press harder on the screen to make them bigger. Okay. And we are going to turn down the opacity of this layer. So let's tap here and let's make it maybe 65. And now let's make one more layer. Let's also set it as add. And we are going to add here a few more stars that will make more bright. So just like this. And now to make them shine more, we can just duplicate this layer. So we can swipe on it to the left and pick duplicate. And now we can turn down the opacity of this top one, so they're not too bright. Let's make it 65. And we can merge those two layers together. So tap here and pick merge down. And now we can make here one more layer. And this layer we are going to set to color dodge. And with the smaller brush, 4%, we can add few dots like this. They will have different color now. Okay, and let's turn down the opacity of this, so they're there but not too visible. I'll make it 53. And we can also add some Gaussian blur to them. So let's open the adjustments, take Gaussian blur, swipe your pencil on screen, and let's make it 3%. Let's tap here to finish. And now this illustration is finished. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you can share your drawing with me on my Instagram. I would love to see it. And if you would like to draw more with me, don't forget to check out my Patreon. Link is in the description. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!